Of
Welcome
course.
to the Geeky Weekly show. And tonight I'm delighted to introduce our guest for the night, Derek Iversen. Derek is a writer, a screenwriter. He has written over 50 episodes of SpongeBob, which is something very close to my heart. I'm a big SpongeBob fan. He is got a fantastic little channel called Honky D's Micro Songs, which I spent a lot of time watching today. It's highly entertaining, and strongly suggest you go and look at Honky D's Micro Songs. We have our perhaps if we go around and introduce ourselves to you, Derek. My name is Mark, and I'm retired. I sort of do comics as a hobby. I have a little comics business. Live in England. And have a YouTube channel. I'm going to hand over to the man I think you know, Mr. Field.
Hey guys, Derek. So glad you could show up for the show.
My pleasure.
It's fantastic having you here. We've been friends for a long time on Facebook, and I too am an animator who created a series for through MTV, who was kind of a sister company, of course, to Nickelodeon. It never aired, and we've talked about that many times on here, and I'm still disappointed, but I'm glad I had the opportunity. I along with my friend Kyle, who's here as well. We're the only two Americans on the show. The rest are Brits, and don't hold it against them. They're all nice guys, even stiff upper lips and all. But I kid. And then, without further ado, Kyle, explain yourself.
Hi, I'm Kyle. I'm a guy. I kind of plugged everybody in together a couple of years back.
Yes, you are the kingmaker.
No, I'm utterly curious. I know you're on the left coast, but you totally sound like you're from my neck of the woods. I figure Iowa to Ohio, and I'm in Indiana. I'm thinking Missouri.
Think so,
Is that
huh?
where you're from?
No, you'll have to guess again.
Am I even close?
No, not
Wow.
really.
Your
He's
dialect
Jamaican.
does not fit
Okay.
anywhere outside the Midwest. That kind of surprised me. So you down south then?
Really, I've hardly spent any time there. I was born in Chicago, but we moved from there when I was 3 months old, so that doesn't really count.
Huh.
No,
This is
don't
fun
think that
though,
will have
and
affected your
I
accent.
kind of want to torture you trying to figure it out. So let's see if you can.
Oh no, I'd totally peg you from the Midwest. I mean, you do not have a West Coast at all. I can eliminate the entire West Coast. I mean, Pacific Northwest maybe, but
Well, I'm Brit, so I'm allowed to get it completely wrong. So
Right, we
you
all
don't
sound the
have
same to you.
so your accent sounds very gentle to me. So you haven't got one of these strong American accents. See, you're not from the South, I don't think.
Nope.
You don't sound Californian, really.
Oh,
You
that's
got sound.
interesting. I
You
don't
sound
really know what a
Californian.
Californian accent would be, but I've
Well, I
been
think
in
most people
California.
think "gag me with a spoon," but you know what I mean. The
no.
valley.
Oh, sure, yeah, like throwing in a lot of
Dude,
lights and yes,
I worked on
yeah.
SpongeBob, man. Yeah, but yeah.
Let's see. I've been in California since '97, and I moved here from somewhere else in the United States.
Alaska.
That was a good
Nope,
guess.
Oh, New
nope,
York.
no,
No,
nope.
there's
I don't.
no East Coast. There's not a touch of East Coast in there.
No, 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 no. I'm not an East Coaster. So yeah.
It's somewhere in the middle then.
Well, he done ruled out the middle, so you know what? New Mexico. It's not Texas. Dear God, it's
Nope.
not Texas.
You're close with I'll give you a hint. You're close with New Mexico.
Utah.
Mm-mm.
There's something off the Four Corners. So, well, that rules that out. So, let's see. You got Nevada, Arizona.
Ah, there it is. Arizona. Yep. That's where I grew up.
I enlisted in the Marines in Phoenix, and I can tell you with a straight face, I bet you people told you for years you sound like your dad. Because I would peg you for a literally, I would peg you for a Midwest accent all day long.
That's so funny. I
You
don't.
don't
I have
sound
to say I don't get
anything
that
like
often, but
like you have a touch of Fee-Waybill in you with dialect. God, I hope you know who I'm talking about when I say Fee-Waybill.
Fee-Way?
Fee-Waybill.
Nope,
You
sorry.
seem old. You don't know who the Tubes are?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God.
Oh, the Tubes. Oh, the band from the 80s,
Yeah,
the Tubes.
Tubes.
Yeah, I remember them. Yeah, sure enough. Yeah.
Yeah, Fee's the only guy I know that's born and raised in that like Phoenix area. I enlisted in the Marine Corps in Phoenix, but that's just because I hitchhiked out there.
Oh, okay. All right. That sounds like
But
quite the adventure.
but yeah, you don't sound nothing like anything from that. So that's why I would think you just got a familial dialect there. You had me fooled all the way. So,
Well, I'm happy to be that mysterious, but
there you go. I know it's stupid, but it's just something that
no, man.
inside.
No, it's just a trip. I don't get that a lot. I don't think. I mean, but then I don't usually talk about what my dialect sounds like. So
Yeah.
I suppose maybe there's something a little folksy about it.
That's the whole thing. That's why I said Midwestern. Illinois makes
Sure.
perfect sense. Iowa to Ohio stuck you right in the middle of that.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not like the slickest Californian you're going to run into. That's for sure. So, but
and
that's
most of the people I know in California are from here or somewhere else.
that's true. Yeah, a lot of people
Lifelong.
here came here from somewhere else. Yeah, when when you meet the native Angelinos, well, they're a trip.
Yeah.
They're pretty wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I know a dozen people out there. I say Phoenix because Phoenix is God knows what part of the state you're from, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I hit Flagstaff and was on my way to California, and the guy I was hitchhiking with was dropping a car off in Phoenix, and I'm like, well, I've never been there, so I'll go there. And said, well,
Is
I've
that
never
all?
been in the military, so I joined the Marines when I got there.
Is that the extent of your Phoenix experience?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess maybe I don't know if that's good or bad, but at least that wasn't the whole thing, yeah, I spent a lot of time there. I grew up in Phoenix, so
Yeah.
that's a formative place for me.
And absolutely the craziest place I've ever seen in my life, flying out in an airplane. That
How
looks
so?
like it looks like a meteorite hit the middle of something and blew out, and then they stuck a city right in the middle of it with nothing around outside of it. That is
Yeah.
It was utterly mind numbing. I mean, you could see the highways leading out and whatever and going like that, but the city itself was just like in an impact crater. And I'd been there for a couple weeks, and my jaw hit the floor when I looked at it from the air.
So
Oh,
do we
wow,
know where
yeah.
Derek came from yet?
Yeah.
Where?
We sorted that out. Yeah.
Where? Don't leave
Somebody
me
tell him.
hanging. Will somebody tell me?
He's from Phoenix in Arizona.
Oh, wow. I never would have guessed
It's
that.
one of these places in the desert, I think.
Yes,
it is.
Yes.
Yep.
And it's
Still got
a
family there.
spectacular city, but I have so many Phoenix memories. It's not even funny.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Plenty of good ones, plenty of not so good ones. But
And a lot of like my
So,
Marine
Derek,
recruiters
what-
from Phoenix, Fee-Waybill and the Tubes, they started in Phoenix, went up to San Francisco, and
So Derek, what led you from Phoenix
Pardon me?
to California and to animation?
Well, chasing a dream, I suppose. I didn't exactly come out to California with a plan to get into animation. That actually wasn't necessarily in my crosshairs. All I knew I wanted to do was get into the business in some capacity, because I wanted to write and perform. That was it, and I wanted to go
Are you a comedian?
In a way, yeah, sure. I mean, I don't do stand up, but I do.
When you
actually,
said perform,
yeah. Well, yeah, I do perform, but mostly I do sketch comedy. I do the
Improv.
micro songs that Mark was talking about. I've
Oh
certainly
yeah,
done
yeah.
improv, but
That's
and
awesome.
I've acted, I certainly like to do that. I've directed, I've written plays, and I've been in those plays.
That's awesome.
So I've done a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But yeah, I've never been particularly shy or anything. So, um, and I'm a bit of a ham. I like to get up in front of an audience and do my thing. So, uh,
I do too, by
LA
the
was a
way.
natural. LA is not that far from Phoenix compared to the whole size of the country.
Right.
And it's what 6 7 hour drive. And so I knew I wouldn't be that far from family, and if I really wanted to go back to Arizona, it wasn't going to be a huge deal. Uh, um, and I just came out here with a dream, and I had a roommate, a college roommate who I had done sketch comedy with, who had moved out to LA, and he was working at Nickelodeon. Actually, he was working at Nick Animation, and that wasn't the first job I got when I moved to town, because I just took a survival job at a pager company. Remember
Wow.
pagers? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that seemed like the future then, but no, it was really just a dumb job to pay the bills. And about 3 months after I had been in town, I interviewed for and finally got a job at Nickelodeon. I got the most entry level job you could get. I was a driver
Oh,
for a show called Angry Beavers, if anybody remembers that.
I
Um,
remember Angry Beavers.
yeah,
I
that was
live
a little
with
while
angry
ago.
beavers.
Well, yeah, sometimes you run into them. So that was my start. That was before Nickelodeon even moved into the studio they're in now, and that was back when shows had their own runners. And in those days, a lot of my job would be like going to the library to get reference material, because the internet was still kind of nascent at that point, and it wasn't necessarily that great or extensive if you really wanted to research something or find visual reference. So a lot of times I'd be going, like, we need, a book on British biplanes or whatever. Okay, well, see what I can find. Whatever it is, and so I would go and round up materials for the artists, and of course, that was also analog, still in the art department, where
Yeah.
they're still doing physical paintings and not just purely digital work. I mean, they would scan the paintings and then
Are
they
we
would
sort
make
of
them.
late 80s, early 90s here?
No, you're talking
This is
90s,
no late
2000s.
90s. This is
Late 90s.
Yeah,
97. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
You're like my kid's age. I would have thought you were closer to our age, but you're closer to my kid's age.
I'm 54. Yeah, so
Oh,
wherever that puts you.
I'd have thought mid 40s. So you hold that
Oh
long.
well, thanks. I'll take that. But yeah, yeah. No, I'm 54 now. I guess I moved out here. What, I was in my late 20s at that time. Um,
Yeah. So
so and
did you
yeah,
did you do theater in Phoenix?
I did a little bit. Not a lot of theater in Phoenix. I did actually. I went to college in Tucson. Went to U of A.
Okay.
So University of Arizona, I should spell that out. Uh, and that's where I did a lot of theater. And I did sketch comedy there. In fact, Bill asked me to put together or to offer a few sort of story starters, and that'll be one of them. I don't know when we're going to get to that, but we can talk about some of that, some of those wild times in Tucson. Generally speaking, I actually like Tucson better than Phoenix, and there's a lot I could say about that, but it's a different, it's a somewhat crunchier vibe in Tucson. Feels a little more authentic. Um, I think a big shift that you'll notice when you go from Phoenix to Tucson is uh, Phoenix has a lot of like lawns and golf courses, and there's like this. It's almost like they're trying to pretend that they're not in the desert.
Yeah.
And there's something that I never really noticed it until I moved to Tucson. And at first, when I moved to Tucson, I was like, why does this place seem like such a dump? Like compared to where I'd been. And after a while, I realized, oh, it's because it's just the desert,
Yeah.
and Tucson is actually kind of being more authentic. It's more just like, yeah, it's the fucking desert, like it doesn't, it's not super manicured. There's cacti. Don't walk in it,
Now, if you'd have
Whereas
said crunchier earlier, I would have pegged you West Coast all day long. Crunchier,
well, there we go.
crunchier is very much Arizona and Southern California.
Yeah, all right. Well, I guess I should have led with crunchy. But anyway, so over time, it wasn't right away because at first I thought Tucson was kind of ugly compared to where I'd grown up. But over time, I really came to appreciate its authenticity and its embrace of what it is. It's like we're a scrappy desert town, and that's the way it is.
Yeah.
And then when I'd come back to Phoenix, it felt a little more phony to me. So
It's kind of the LA. It's kind of the LA of Arizona. I feel like because my niece lived there for a while, and she said it's just so fast paced. And San Antonio is a little larger than Phoenix. We're neck and neck, kind of. But she goes, it's so
wait, whoa, whoa,
fast
whoa,
paced.
whoa. Hold on. So let me stop you right there. Did you say San Antonio is the same size as Phoenix?
Well, we're sixth largest. Is Phoenix larger than that? We're the
No
sixth largest
way.
city in
I
America.
heard San Antonio was that big. I thought Dallas and Houston were by far the biggest cities
So
in
so we're
Texas.
we're larger right now. We have gone back and forth with Dallas, but right now we're the second largest city in Texas.
How about that?
Only next to Houston. And Houston's a
Okay.
behemoth. Houston has like 4 million. We have 2.5 million and another million in the outlying areas. So yeah, we're large. Yeah, and
Yeah.
so but she was like, she's going, Phoenix is so much bigger, and I go, it really isn't. And I told her, and she goes, well, it's just so funny because they always say we're a major American city, and I never think of us as that. And I go, do you realize we're the sixth largest? And she had no idea. So, and she's an engineer, so she should have known. But
That
she loved working out there, but it was too hot and it was too expensive. So she's happy to be back here in San Antonio.
understandable. It is ridiculously hot and it's only
She
getting
was
hotter.
working for she was working for Lucid Motors, which is
Oh
the
yeah.
second biggest electric car company, and not that that's an important thing anymore. I think people are kind of it's atrophied the excitement for electric cars. Are electric
Well,
cars
yeah.
big in England, Mark?
Um, so among a certain class of people, yes.
Yeah,
They probably only represent about 15 to 20% of the market at the moment, probably because they're still quite expensive.
yeah, I'm
Even though
sure.
they're partly subsidized, they are more expensive than
Yeah,
a standard vehicle.
yeah,
If you are the type of person who wants to wear their green credentials, then you're probably going to have
yeah. I'm
an
not.
electric
I'd
vehicle.
rather have a cheap car, myself. But eventually, I'll have an electric car, maybe. But who knows? And we know Phil. We know Kyle only has love for fossil fuels. So I'm kidding, Kyle. That was a joke. Okay, I'm sorry. I got us way off Please continue, Derek.
Sure. What was I talking about?
I asked you the question how you went from being in Arizona to doing animation in Los Angeles.
Right. Well, I mean, I think that's at least sort of the start of it
Yeah.
was that trek a
So
few hundred
you're
miles.
driving to and from the library,
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah, we were
and
talking
then
about Angry Beavers.
one day somebody says, "Can you write?"
No, nobody says that. Nobody
Okay.
says that
Okay.
because there's so many people saying, I want to write. that
Oh, okay.
there's never, no one would ever ask that. Because as soon as they ask, it'll be like a swarm of flies on shit, you know?
Okay, right.
So they don't ask. You have to be assertive about it,
Oh,
and
yeah.
or proactive, I guess, would be. Actually, I think maybe I'd rather say assertive, because I hate that word proactive. But anyway, you have to be the instigator of this, because no one's gonna come to you and go, "Hey, do you want to write a television show?" No, that's not ever
That
how
doesn't
it
happen.
works.
No.
No, not especially not in LA. It's the last thing anyone's gonna do. No, I had to find my way into that, and it was a circuitous meandering path. Because that's, I guess that's just how I roll. But I wasn't. I didn't just instantly go, I'm gonna write for Angry Beavers. Like, no, not really. I did. I remember I did come up with some ideas for that show, but they never went anywhere. It took a long time for me to crack the writers' room, a long
Right.
time, and that is a whole path. I mean, basically, like I went from driver on Angry Beavers to we moved into the new studio a year later, and then they consolidated me into the mailroom. So I was just like mailroom guy, runner for the entire studio, along with a pool of other runners. And then eventually, later that year, there was an opening for a new show that had just gotten picked up called SpongeBob Squarepants, and they were looking for production assistants. And I said, why not? I'll give this one a shot. It's funny because I was actually another show before that I could have tried for, but I didn't because I really didn't like the show, and that was Cat Dog. And I was like,
a good choice because I've never heard of Cat Dog.
Well,
you've
Cat
never heard of
Dog
Cat?
ran
No,
for
there
about
you go.
3 years, didn't it? I think, Derek.
Yeah, something like that. They actually made a ton of episodes of that show for some reason. The heads of the studio thought, "Oh, this is dynamite! Everyone's gonna love it." And what actually happened was because I don't know if you ever, for those who have seen the design of Cat Dog, Bill, maybe you remember this. Cat Dog has two heads, and on one head is a cat, or on one side is a cat, and on the other side is a dog. And whenever kids would come for the tours and they'd see the artwork, the first question they would ask is, "How does it go to the bathroom?" And it just became like such a distraction from anything else that you would think about or care about with the show that I never really caught fire, I think, because of that. It was like the design itself that just made kids go, is it just collecting poop inside of itself?
How does it work? Yeah.
And it was like, so I'm really glad that I didn't jump at the opportunity to be a PA on Cat Dog. I waited. I saw what SpongeBob was looking like, and I thought that was pretty cool. And they brought me on as a PA, and we were just this little scrappy production. And at the time, we weren't out to make a global hit. We really weren't. We were really just like trying to make a good show that we thought was funny. And we were like, this is going to be probably like a niche audience. It's kind of weird. Like it's going to resonate with some people, and other people are going to be like, yeah, this just isn't my thing. But we didn't worry about it. We really just were like, we believed in it. We were like, this is fun. We're enjoying it. I think the key to it, in the beginning at least, was that we were having a good time making that show. And I do, to this day, think that is everything in terms of the finished product. If you have a good time making it, it's going to be a good time to watch.
Well,
if
I
you're
think it's
struggling making it,
it's true in any job. If you've got a group of people and they enjoy doing what they're doing, they're generally going to do a lot better job than if they don't enjoy what they're doing.
Yeah, very much, very true. And it's so it comes right from the top. Steve Hillenberg, I remember hearing, because he had prior to that worked on Rocko's Modern Life. He was one of the runners of that show, or his creation. but I'd heard he was a bit of a hard ass. That he could drive. He drives sort of a hard bargain. That he was fair, and he was essentially a good guy, but he had very high standards, right? And
Wait,
so I was a
did
little bit
I miss
like,
something? Were you talking about Joel Murray?
No.
no, I'm talking about Steve Hillenburg. Joe Murray is the creator of Rocco.
Right. Oh, okay. I got it mixed up. Yes, I knew that. That's why I asked. Okay. Oh, but
Yeah,
Bill,
yeah.
your mic's petered out bad.
no, it's not me actually.
Yeah,
Well,
it
now it's
is.
gone.
Your
That's
mic's
weird.
You're
petering out
okay. It's a
bad.
little skittery, but it might just be your internet or something. I don't know.
That's odd. It's me. Okay.
Anyway,
Okay.
what I want to say about the early time on SpongeBob is Steve Hillenburg had a sign outside of his office door, and it said, "Have fun or you're fired." And I think he really
I
meant it.
love that.
Of course, that's really going to, that really makes you want to be happy, doesn't it? I've got to be happy, otherwise you're going to fire me.
I know it sounds a bit dictatorial, but if you knew Steve, you knew like he wasn't really like this slave driver at all. He was a really sweet guy. Did he have high standards? Yes, he did. But he was very gentle, actually. He was a really gentle guy. He's one thing that made him not necessarily the most intuitive fit to lead a show is that he's really kind of an introvert, actually. He wasn't the most effusive kind of person. He wasn't necessarily great at standing in front of a crowd and speaking.
Was he a scientist or a teacher? Or did he used to teach
Scientist.
biology? Or?
He
Marine
had studied
biologist.
oceanography. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a marine biologist. That was his first discipline and his first love. And he actually, the first sketch of SpongeBob he ever did was for a little comic that he made to educate kids about marine life. And it was called The Intertidal Zone, I think. And this was when he worked at some oceanographic institute, in Orange County, I think.
Diego.
Yeah, not that far, but I think it was behind the orange curtain. Anyway, he decided at some point that he wanted to switch gears and pursue animation instead. So even though he'd already become a marine biologist and was on that track, he just ditched it, went to Cal Arts, got in, and got a degree in experimental animation.
Wow.
And then from there went into animation. So when you think about what SpongeBob is, it's really the synthesis of both of those disciplines. It's a little experimental animation and a bunch of oceanography. So
yeah.
yeah.
Is it right that I'm not an expert in these things, but I understand that it's not scripted; it's done on storyboards. Is that right?
That's correct. Well, I should clarify that's how we did it originally.
Right.
That is not how they're doing it now. They switched to a script-driven show in season 9, I want to say, or 9 or 10. And what are they on now? 13, 14?
16.
16, really? Wow. Man, I've missed a lot of seasons of that show. I got to admit, it's kept going, and I'm not mad at it. I just haven't been paying attention. I've been on other things, but back then it originally was what's called a storyboard-driven show, and my end product as a writer on the show was an outline, not a script. And by that point, I would have all the story beats worked out real well. It was my job to give them a very solid structure on which they could build the jokes. I mean, and obviously the structure itself is it's there to create jokes. And ideally there's a few jokes in the outline, but it's really just, it's a joke vehicle, and I'm rolling out the chassis, and you just put on all the fun.
up to the voice actors to put the actual words on against the storyboards?
Well, the storyboard artists are writing most of the dialogue.
Oh, okay.
But no, the voice actors don't write.
No. Okay.
The voice actors come in and they do their bit. I mean, occasionally they might improvise something that we'll actually use, especially like in the case of Plankton, I would say that because Plankton is played by Mr. Lawrence, who is also a writer on the show.
Yeah.
So, in fact, he's been head writer for quite a while now, as far as I know. In fact, in season 9, it was really me and Doug Lawrence, who did all of those episodes. Because at that point, they had reduced the staff down. There had been a bunch of writers, and for whatever reason, they decided we don't want to pay for all these writers anymore. So we went from 5 writers to 2 writers from seasons in the transition from 8 to 9. And for whatever, maybe I was just the cheapest. I survived, and then so did Doug. And so we got to write a lot of season 9 ourselves until they shut down production to make the second movie. That was back when they only had one unit, basically. Like, it was like, if we want to make a movie, we have to stop production on the show to go make the movie. Now it's, they decided this is such a cash cow. They're going to keep rolling on movies and the series and everything else at the same time.
So was season 9 your last season, or did you?
Yeah, season 9 is the last season. I was a staff writer.
Right.
I did some freelance work beyond that, but not on any episodes. I did ancillary stuff. I wrote the Twitter feed for SpongeBob and Patrick actually for many years. I don't even have Twitter anymore, so I don't know what it looks like. I mean, when Elon Musk bought it, I was like, I am out. But
good man.
I couldn't do it. I knew he was a creep even then, and then it's the creep vibes just have come out more and more and more until he's doing this on national television. But I digress. And I also wrote some other wacky stuff. I've written a couple of theme park rides.
Sorry, say that again. You've done what?
I wrote the script for a couple of SpongeBob theme park rides.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or themed experiences, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. One is at what is it? SeaWorld, Orlando, maybe. There's this SeaWorld in Florida where they have a SpongeBob ride, and there's another one in Australia that I wrote the script for that. So it was fun. It's wild getting to write in a medium like that, where it's like, all right, this is like
insane question in regards to that.
Sure.
Is there such a thing as residuals for that?
Not for me.
That's odd. I mean, you would think they'd figure out some kind of way for residuals for that if they continue to use it, but that's such an odd thing out there.
Well, let me explain how that shitty situation has come to pass. There's the writers on SpongeBob, and most animation writers, not all, that's complicated, but a lot of animation writers are not represented by the Writers Guild of America. They're represented by the Animation Guild. The Animation Guild contract for writers is kind of a shit deal, because unlike WGA writers, I did not get residuals. I don't get residuals. Instead, those residuals did get paid, but they got paid into a general fund for the Animation Guild that apparently went towards healthcare or something. And that would be nice if I even still got healthcare through the Animation Guild. But basically, at this point, I get nothing from the Animation Guild. So they're still collecting my residuals because the studio pays those residuals out, but they just go to this Animation Guild slush fund that I don't even take advantage of anymore, because you have to have a bank of hours with them in order to maintain your healthcare through Animation Guild, and I'm not working on animated shows anymore, so I'm not banking hours, so I get nothing. So Anyway,
So,
I don't have a lot of great things to say about the animation.
so what happened at the end of season 9 then? Did you decide you wanted to do something else, or did they decide they didn't want you, or?
Well, they basically said, we're done with you for now. It wasn't, it was, I mean,
Oh, that's
I
right.
got let go, but it wasn't like I was fired. There was just no
No,
more
no.
work.
Yeah, no
Um,
work. Yeah.
and so I was like, okay, well, I guess I gotta go do something else. And honestly, it took a while. It took a while for me to find my next gig. After that, I did eventually find another staff job on another Nickelodeon show called Sanjay and Craig. Um, and that was a great experience. That was actually, of the staff writing jobs I've had, even though SpongeBob was really awesome, I actually had an even better time on Sanjay and Craig. And it was just because I got to work with some really fun writers, and it was sort of this scrappy production where we were sort of the redheaded stepchild of the studio. We were pushing the boundaries all the time. You know, we were kind of like, these characters were a little bit punk rock, and so we were always trying to do things that were right at the edge of what Nickelodeon would let us do.
Yeah.
And
Right.
there were writers on that show that I just had a great time in the room working with. And there was in that show, there was much more of a room than there was on SpongeBob. On SpongeBob, when I was writing on the show, Paul Tibbett was actually running it. At that point, Steve had stepped away, and Paul was running the show. And Paul, I love Paul, and Paul's the reason I got that job, because we were both, I don't know, he liked my sense of humor, you know. But we both have very, like, this kind of black humor, you know, a little dark, deeply cynical, but you know, somehow whatever I was doing resonated with Paul, and eventually that helped me find my way into the show. But he had a different, he didn't, I don't know, he was a bit of a misanthrope, I suppose. And I think that he wanted to, like, keep meetings really short, and he just kind of wanted to, like, talk to you as long as he had to talk to you, and then go away. So there was more of a cloistered feeling when I was writing on SpongeBob. It was sort of like, go do
Yeah.
your thing, bring it back, we'll look at it. If there's anything to talk about, we'll talk about it. If not, it's fine, and we'll just move on to the next one. Okay, cool. But Sanjay and Craig was much more like, let's get in the room and we're gonna hash this out and figure it out, and like we're gonna go crazy. We're gonna like hit the wall and go, no, this isn't working at all. And like it was almost, it was more drama filled in a way. You know, it was like breaking a story would be sort of this whole day adventure where you'd sort of stumble through it and you'd be like, ah, crap, it's already lunch and we only got a quarter way through this. So we got to get it done by the end of the day. And somehow miraculously we'd pull it out of our ass at the 11th hour and be like, we did it. And look, it's a fucking great story, you know? And it was just like, it was just sort of these, and we just crack ourselves up, you know, the whole time, and just try to keep our morale up. And there were a couple of writers on that show. There was a team, some guys who came in as a sort of a package, and they were just really good buddies, which was great for this show because that was the vibe of Sanjay and Craig. It's a buddy show.
Yeah.
And those guys, I will still sing their praises. Hunter Cope and Adam Asaraf. They came in as a package deal, and they're a little bit younger than me. And I just had the best time working with those guys. It was so fun. They made every day just a stupid adventure.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do when you go to work, though, isn't it? You want to work with people you enjoy working with, and you can.
Yeah. You can crack each other up. You can talk about things going on in the world, and like you're simpatico, you're kind of on the same page, and you've all got that kind of sense of like, you know, like comedy with heart, you know. Like, yeah, we want to make fun of things, we want to laugh at things, but we also give a shit, You know, like we're not just jaded jerks here. You know, like we want to try to do something in our little corner of the world to just make things a little brighter if we can help it. Or if not, barring that, at least maybe and maybe at least shed some light where it needed to be shed. So anyway, that was my Sanjay and Craig experience. And that went for a couple years. And after that, it got harder. Honestly, it just got harder to keep a seat at the table. I got on the next show that I staffed up on was, I think I'm kind of jumping into my stories here a little bit. I staffed up on a show called Home at DreamWorks, which if you've never heard of, it's just as well. I mean, it's whatever. It was kind of a mess of a show.
The movie or the show?
The show.
Okay. Jim Parsons still was a part of that, wasn't he?
Jim. Oh no. No, not the series. He was in the movie, but not the series.
I thought he like helped launch the show, so I didn't know that.
You know, that's not something I'm sure about, to be honest. The show had, I mean, it was kind of, it felt like very derivative by the time I got onto it, because it was based on a book, and then the movie was based on the book, and then the series was kind of based on the movie, which is based on a book. And there was not really a through line of, like, with SpongeBob, you know, you had the creator right there. Whereas in this, it's like, well, it's almost like a telephone game of what this is, you know. And it felt that way. It felt like we were like, I was only on that show for maybe like 3 or 4 months before.
So the only connective tissue was like O, and that was it, right?
Yeah, Tip and O, but you know, man, they kept the characters consistent. It's just a different vibe, and I for whatever reason I couldn't satisfy the showrunner on that one, and that was the first time I got let go from the show. That was that was tough.
Home.
What?
Yeah, Home at DreamWorks.
Say it one more time.
Home, Home, Home.
Oh, that was a TV series or the movie?
Yeah, it was a TV series and a movie.
Hey,
and I worked on the series.
Okay, gotcha.
Bill, you're in a dead spot. You're in a dead spot internet-wise. You need to find another corner.
I'm gonna power my phone down and come back. It's
okay.
Now we're down to next to nobody. I got to get this out of the way. Normally, no, Bill, you're faded out. Do what you need to do.
I'll be back. Okay.
Usually we have a panel full of Brits on here, and us Americans, especially me, I'm a major smoke blower and stuff like that. But I gotta lavish you with some compliments. I wanted to do it right off the bat, but I gotta tell you, you have garnered me so many fucking cool points this week. With 3 solid generations of people.
Wow.
Solid generations of people. One of my old roommates and dearest friends, I mean, she's in her early 40s and, you know, around my kids' age and stuff like that, in their 30s, where they grew up on SpongeBob. So, of course, the kids love it. The kids are impressed by this. Her kid, who is 7, all he wanted for his birthday was a Gary snail.
Aww.
So
I mean,
that's how deep it goes.
Yeah.
And she let me know last night that as impressed as she was, her 7-year-old was even more impressed that I knew a guy that worked on the original SpongeBob, and of course, you know, my generation too. 3 full generations have shown awe that I'm even talking to you. So I want to convey that you maxed out my cool points this week. And you are very cool to a lot of people, and I wanted you to know that.
Well, thank you, Kyle. I appreciate that.
I mean, when I shared out the pictures, you know, I shared part of your bio. I took snapshots of, and stuff, and people, you know, because name recognition, everybody knows Steven, and then beyond that, basically Tom Kenny, and that's it. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
you're stretching anywhere past that. But I sent the pictures, and of course, your little bio on Spongepedia or whatever they call it. Your
Oh
little
wow.
bio
I should
has
check this out.
your little bio has that headshot of your actual appearance on the episode, on the
Yes.
one episode,
Oh
and
right, the scary face in the dark.
Yeah.
everybody, we're talking people from mid 50s to mid 30s to 7 recognize you. Every one of them
That's
recognize.
crazy.
Everybody recognizes.
That's madness.
That's
Everybody
so
recognized
wild.
you. Has seen that episode, recognize you, and were blown away that I was talking to you. So I was like, "Hey, cool points for me," and I want to throw you a bunch of
Do you get
accolades
any?
from a
Do you get
lot of
any
people.
acting
Oh, thanks, man.
residuals? Do you get any acting residuals for being the face
Oh
in the
man,
freezer?
no. I wish. I wish. If it had been a speaking role, that would have helped.
That would
Yeah,
have
no,
helped.
it was a picture. It's just a picture.
But
You
you
know,
were recognized from small
that's
children
so wild.
to geriatric people in my age. You were recognized, and it's just
Well,
so cool. And again,
that is
it's just
cool.
I'm talking to you. Again, they don't recognize the name, but man, do they know your work, and they know it inside and out.
Wow.
Because there's
Well,
some
I'm.
big SpongeBob fans.
Are any of them hiring?
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I mean, I know you talked about some bummer things, and I thought, well, I want to lift his spirits a little bit because I know that a lot of this has just got to be maddeningly frustrating. When you said you don't pull residuals and how they kind of
Yeah,
screwed the pooch on that, man, that's a shame.
it is a
Because
shame.
it makes sense they do that because they learned it from the comic industry, you know, and the comic book legal defense fund, or you know, trying to get unions to help people with medical issues. But
Yeah,
then they still find a way to keep the money so they can sit and make money off of it. And then they only have to pay the people that are working full time. So then they push turnover and the corporate bullshit that goes with that.
yep, yep,
So, you
yep.
know,
It's it's a difficult business. I mean, I'm honored to have been a part of SpongeBob, and I'd love to come back, but I cannot seem to find my way in. And I know people there, you know, and they're friends. It's weird because, you know, it's like sometimes I feel like did I offend someone? Am I canceled? You know, but I know I'm not. Like I've asked around. I'm like, this is as far as I can tell, unless nobody's telling me. Like there's nothing I did wrong. It's just
it's a corporate flush. And, you
Right,
know,
just
it's a
moved on. It's just
flush.
probably just moved on, and I don't know.
they've moved on. There's just and the thing is there are fewer and fewer seats at that table. I mean, like I said, you know, from seasons 8 to 9, they reduced the writing staff from 5 to 2. Now, why did they feel like they needed to do that when the show was like already their cash cow?
That's
You know,
crazy. You don't do that with your cash cow. Why
And
would you
it's a
do
you
that?
billion
would
dollars.
think
Well, that's what they do. It's corporate. It's,
that's
yeah.
what they do. They just go, they got to cut some costs, stretch these numbers. Why are there 5 writers? Do it, 2 writers, you know?
Yeah.
And now what they do on a lot of shows that used to have writers' rooms is they'll just hire a story editor, and then they'll freelance out the scripts. And the story editor, like, hey, as many as you can knock out, you do it. And then if you need help, you just find some, you know, a person here, a person there, you know, and we're not going to hire them on staff, but we'll pay them the script fee. And so that's how it works a lot. It's like you got to know somebody who knows somebody, and you got to
Yeah.
be on the top of their list. But as far as like the staff writing gigs, man, that's an animation. There's almost none now. You know, it used to be more, and there's just like nothing. It's a real drag. So the last staff gig I had was at Disney. It was the one time I worked at Disney, and that was on Aaron Springer's show, which was Billy Dilly's Super Duper Subterranean Summer, or just Billy Dilly. And that Oh man, I love Aaron Springer, and he was he was a storyboard director on SpongeBob, and just like really funny guy, like really funny, but also like a little nuts. And I say that as someone who might be a little nuts myself, but
Yeah.
his show was in a kind of the way that Sanjay and Craig was a hard fit at Nickelodeon. I think Billy Dilly was an even harder fit at Disney, where there's a very sort of structured, homogenized way that they want to do things, and that's not Springer. So I got to work on that show only for about 6 months, but and it was actually kind of tough, because there was just a lot of back and forth and like what's permissible, what isn't, what is the show, what isn't this show, and it was like
Yeah.
just sort of trying to it was a real head scratcher. I got through the season, and well, the best part to me, honestly, about that was that I had a silver pass. And the silver pass is basically like you go to the park anytime you want for free, and not only you, but you plus three anytime.
So you made thousands of dollars on that. That's why when I worked in
oh
music,
no, I didn't make a cent.
well, what I'm saying is
but
the equivalent is if you went once a week for 6 months,
pretty
with
much,
four
yeah.
people, that's
Oh,
thousands of dollars.
I Beverly Hillbillies it.
Yeah.
I basically I was
I mean-
like, I'm just gonna hold the door open and get as many people in here as I can.
I worked in the music industry, and my backstage passes and comp tickets were more than the cash I made, like 5 times more.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
everybody'd want that, and the goodwill I'd build off that. But I mean, if I added that up, it was $400 or $500 extra dollars a show that I didn't have to pay, but it wasn't cash in my pocket. So
Yeah.
I just banked a lot of goodwill and had a damn good time.
That's great. Yeah, there you go.
But
Yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking, yeah, that's where the corporate world meets the artistic temperament. And it's just got to be maddening in that, because that room.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It's definitely frustrating, and you have to figure out how to sort of work within the beast, or not, or just don't be a part of it anymore. And
then AI is going to make it worse on top of that. So, because they're just going to keep feeding people out. But on the subject of storyboards, and Bill mentioned you have a love of comic books, obviously, while we're on here. I see comic books as storyboards and play them out as movies in my head, and that's the way I've always seen it.
Sure. Yeah.
As a storyboard guy yourself, is that the way you see a comic book? Do you actually envision a movie playing out where it's actually storyboarded for you? Do you see it in storyboards, or do you see it as?
Well, I should clarify a couple things, because first of all, I'm not a storyboard artist.
Well, no,
I'm a writer.
but I mean, you're right in there with the storyboard. Though.
Oh, well, sure. Yeah. And also, as far as comics go, I'm kind of an amateur on that, to be honest. I'm not like a comic book guy, like I know plenty of them. But I should be really clear about this. I mean, I like comic books, but I'm just sort of average Joe on that. I am not some comic book guy. I don't know comics super well, so I'm a little out of my depth on this one. I mean, I've read plenty of comic books, but I'm not.
Even books, novels, plays. Do you see them theatrically? I mean, to me, I'm answering my own question, because you said you came from the stage and things like that.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I know you see things theatrically. I can.
Oh yeah, of course.
The way you
of
talk,
course.
you see things theatrically. So
yeah,
so
absolutely.
I just kind of tried to steer that to comics, but I love it when people see things theatrically, like me.
Sure. Well, and I think with comics, comics have always existed in the time of movies. Were there even comic books? I mean, there were certainly editorial cartoons and cartoons of some kind prior.
Well, we're a panel of comic book historians that goes back to 1840 knowledge-wise. So yeah.
Oh, holy moly! Okay, well, so it does well predate the Silver Screen.
You're correct. While movies have been around, comics have been around. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that there's sort of a I don't want to use too highfalutin a term for it, but there's a dialectic maybe between these two things, where comic book. I think that comic book artists have been informed by the silver screen, by movies, and then movies in turn have been influenced by comics. So I think there's a lot of,
And then
they're
both
Well,
influencing each other.
I think this is a good segue. So my proud boast is that I have every single copy of SpongeBob comics.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool, man.
So what happened here was I bought issue 1 because I thought it was a good investment.
Mhm.
And then my daughters thought it was hilarious that I'd bought a SpongeBob comic. So
Why is that hilarious?
They then, well, because of my age. So when Kyle
Oh.
described the age of people, he sort of said, 50's down to 7. Well, I'm 67. So, my daughters thought it was. So then my daughters then bought me another 5 SpongeBob comics as
Hey, there you go.
As a and that was it then, because my
I got
complete.
I got something to show you.
Oh, great.
It's right along those lines. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I think I got it somewhere up here. Here we go. You're gonna like this. You're gonna like this. Here you go. Ta-da!
SpongeBob number 1. Oh,
Steve
signed.
Hillenburg. Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Yes, I do like that. Yeah.
And in fact, I got.
Oh my goodness.
Steve
Are they all
signed them
signed by
all.
Steve?
Oh yeah, all signed by Steve.
Oh,
Yep.
Be careful with those.
I am so jealous.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
boatload of money.
You know
in
that
hands
number
right
one.
there.
That number 1 will be $1,000 at least.
Really?
Yeah.
You want to make me an
Easily.
offer? Seriously?
Yeah. I would.
Yeah,
make
he'll
an
buy
offer.
those.
Okay. Here,
Um,
you want
I
this
do
one too
have-
while you're at it?
I know. I don't. No, Kyle might buy it.
What is that?
I don't
You
know.
got to blow him up or something because I can see it's a giant size, but
Hang
it
on.
looks like a giant size cap.
Giant size Captain America number 1. Oh,
Oh, there's a fun one. 1975.
yeah. Who knows if that has any value at all? But
Yeah. No, those SpongeBobs you were just pulling though. Oh my God. And here,
yeah, those are.
this is how deep this show goes. Some of the interior art on that was done by Hilary Barta. Like even in issue 1, Hillary's a friend of mine up in Chicago. He's been on this show 4 different times.
Oh,
And
okay.
even was our first guest on the first episode some 160 episodes ago.
Wow, how about that?
And we had a SpongeBob centric show when he came on and talked about once Mark
Oh,
got
cool.
plugged in.
Small world, man.
Yeah.
So, I'm guessing
if you're
that-
going to sell one of those, I'll bet you an offer.
Well,
yeah, so
I am seriously looking to sell things right now. So if you're interested,
well,
you are my first. You are in the front of the line, sir.
Mark,
no,
if you buy that stack, I know you're going to keep issue 1, but if he's got a Steve Hillenburg signed one, me and you and I are going to talk about me getting one of them.
So
all right,
let's
make it happen. I got 1 through 6 right here. They're all signed.
I've got I'm going to show you my 5 favorite covers from SpongeBob comics, which doesn't include 1 to 6, although they're probably the most valuable ones.
I can't see you guys now. Can you flip it back so I can see everybody?
Yeah. Oh, can you not see us when you're enlarged like that?
I can. Nope.
There
we go.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Okay, so I'm going to show you my 5 favorite SpongeBob comics.
Okay.
So this one I absolutely love because it's the water is draining out of the bikini
funny.
bottom.
I like that.
And Patrick is going, we were underwater.
That's good. Enjoy it.
This is a sort of comic collector's fun one where they found a SpongeBob comic and SpongeBob going, oh, it's bagged and bordered.
Look it up. Oh wow, so meta.
I'm going to be rich. And Patrick is calling it.
That's really fun.
This one's great. This is by the great comic artist Bill Sienkiewicz, who has done SpongeBob as Wolverine.
Oh, yeah. That's great. I get it. That's fun.
And this one's good. This is a sort of goes back to sort of it's sort of doing a SpongeBob comics as EC comics. So if you're a comic fan, you recognize the sort of design. Sandy is the scientist, and SpongeBob and Patrick have been shrunk down or in a test tube.
Cool. I like it.
They're such great, you know. And then this one is just, you know, SpongeBob is a load of dominoes, and he's, you know, they're all going to fall over.
Wow, yeah. Look at him knocking himself over. How strange.
Wow. Yeah, so that's me done. Oh, and the other thing I have to show you, hang on. So I also sell comics on a sort of live platform, and the thing I use to display my comics is this.
Oh, look at that. That's awesome. Love it. Wow, really cool. Where'd you get that?
A friend of mine who's an engineer has got a 3D printer, and he made it for me.
Very nice. Yeah. I got a few SpongeBob tchotchkes right here. This is this is actually nice. A reproduction of a crew mug. So I used to have an actual crew mug that had looked a lot like this, and I broke it somehow. But a good friend of mine got this made for me. It was a very nice birthday gift. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, it's got something.
I'll show you something else really silly right behind me here.
Yeah.
So this is what's called a Highland Park SpongeBob. It's just that this is the kind of thing you could get in like East LA. It's grossly off model. It's ceramic. Yeah. But we actually loved these things on the show because we just thought they were hilarious. And you know, it's just like kind of like a shitty paint job, and it's just like it's just kind of wrong, but it's so wrong that it's right. You know, it's sort of like it doesn't necessarily matter getting it on model. It's just the heart. There's love in it.
It's outsider art. And
yeah,
you're obviously an outsider art lover.
Yep. So that's just a goofy little thing I like to keep right there.
So you're admitting here live that you, sir, are a goofy goober.
Yes, guilty as charged. Yeah.
Which, by the way, is my 2.5-year-old granddaughter's favorite song when she comes to see Papa. She says, "Goofy Goober song, Papa." Goofy Goober song.
I'm going to tell you guys a funny story that will segue into a great SpongeBob song. So just the other day, I was in my kitchen and I had like crouched down to I don't know, I think I was just doing something with the water fountain, and all of a sudden I felt like this rip, and I was like, no, really? And I was like, I reached down, I could feel my own butt hanging out because I ripped my pants. Look at that. I ripped my pants, and I was like, God, I guess I really do need to lose some weight or something, because that should not be happening. But then, of course, I had to think of the Rip Pants song, and that's, you know.
Go for it. Can you do it?
No. No, I don't remember it that well.
Copyright. I already did too much Goofy Goober. We got to watch for copyright.
Really? They're gonna get you on that? I hope not.
8 seconds. You got 8 seconds.
8 seconds, yeah. I ripped my pants. There you go. Boom, that's it. We're done. No, I don't remember the song well enough to sing it for you. I know it was sort of like a crooner song. You know, I remember it, the style of it. I couldn't reproduce the lyrics and melody that well. Okay. I don't know it that well.
Since we run the show out of Britain, I'm going to throw a little British on us here.
Sure.
Well, you said you're more dark humor, but was there any Python-esque influence or anything on that for you? Okay.
Oh, man. Well, Python is the gold standard of sketch comedy, as far as I'm concerned. And if I'm going to name my favorite sketch comedy group of all time, it is still to this day Monty Python, whom I consider the masters of that format. Everybody else is second fiddle to that, you know, whether it's, I would say Mr. Show is up there. Who else would I
And look
say?
at what Odenkirk's doing now. Jesus Christ.
Oh, Odenkirk's a
he's doing
genius, man.
Nobody too.
I want to see Nobody. I haven't seen that yet. I'm actually rewatching Better Call Saul right now.
Nobody is his best work by miles.
Really? Wow. You
Miles.
like it better than Better Call Saul?
Brilliant. You're not going to know what to think when you see it.
Okay.
And Nobody 2 comes out this month too.
Oh, cool.
So,
Oh, and
but
it's a
yeah,
movie.
yeah, it's a movie. Yeah, no,
Okay.
just brace yourself for Nobody. God, we're live, so I'm not going to do too much inside baseball.
No spoilers for you, Kyle. I haven't seen it yet.
But no, I'm not talking spoilers. I'm talking inside baseball. Odenkirk knows somebody in the industry. That's all I can tell you. One of his writers comes from. We're live, so I'm not gonna. Again, I'm not.
All right. Well, now you've teased me, and that's so uncool. So you're just gonna have to tell me later.
Well, I mean, I told you I was a Marine, right? And I had a touch in Marine intelligence, so I got recruited by all the fucking initials incessantly and have been for decades. That guy knew somebody in the initials. Or somebody who co-wrote it. Because there's inside dope in that you just don't get. Like
okay.
John Cusack, and I'd imagine you love Piven's Old Theater and stuff like that, and you're familiar with Cusack's work.
Yeah, sure.
Have you seen Grosse Point Blank?
I'm embarrassed to say no. I'm sorry, I haven't.
That's another inside baseball. And my favorite line from Grosse Point Blank, and it's in all the trailers, is, how are you? I killed the president of Paraguay with a fork. How are you? Because it's about an assassin and the mundanity of the whole thing, and he goes back to his 10-year reunion in Grosse Point, Michigan. But Odenkirk's inside baseball on Nobody disturbed me.
Oh, okay.
It is so. I'm just gonna keep saying inside baseball.
He knows too much. Knows too much for your taste.
There are things in there. Just. Oops, that wasn't what I wanted to do. There's technical advisors on movies, that you got to say the right thing. Like,
sure.
All the tech advisors for Marine Corps stuff are Dale Dye and Arlie Ermey before he died.
Yeah.
So, old Marines catch all the nomenclature and stuff they drop. Odenkirk drops a little nomenclature in that movie where I'm like, oh, shit. There's a comedian who's friends with somebody that's done that job or done something akin to that job before.
Yeah.
And he is, oh, goddamn. It's so darkly well played. And when you said dark, I'm like, oh, my God, that is so darkly well played.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So sorry, I went off on a tangent there.
Sorry,
hey,
so
all
Derek,
good, man.
Derek,
aren't we here to just go off on tangents? Isn't that the show?
What have you been doing since Disney? What have you been doing since then? How do you reinvent yourself?
Boy, that's a great question. Is Bill coming back? Because
I've no idea where he's gone. He
got shitty internet in the corner, and then he got caught with a customer, and I'm still waiting for the other 3 guys from England to pop back on here. But
okay, well, because we'd had some talking points, or he asked me to sort of throw like some career highlights or career highs and career lows.
Yeah. When I created this show, the whole idea was, hey, we're just sitting in a bar having a drink, and that's what the show is.
Sure,
you ain't got to watch your tongue. It's just a bunch of guys sitting here shooting the shit. And between me and Bill, and you can jump on board with this, when we derail the politics.
Although
I'll just say it up front. Fuck all them idiots that are supposed to be in charge. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, I'm more than happy to talk politics, and I should say that I'm not shy about that. Not really shy about anything, but I'm also it's something I do pay way too much attention to, and I know Bill posts a lot about it, and we're pretty simpatico from what I've seen. So yeah, it's a dark and scary time to be alive, frankly, and I am something of a news junkie, and I feel like my junk's been cut with strychnine, because
Yeah.
it's just, you just,
There's
I
almost always idiots in power with real people pulling strings behind them, but
of
the amount of
course,
idiocy in place now, just I mean, it's not even the
it's,
lunatics running the asylum; it's the people cleaning the shitters and the
yeah,
lunatic
it's
asylum.
truly staggering. It's kind of like, the moment when Voldemort takes over. It's like it feels like that bad. But I I guess this is going to kind of dovetail into what you're asking me about. Well, let me get back to the I'm going to sort of go backwards from
Yeah.
the connective
Okay.
tissue
Yeah.
to Disney, and that my last staff writing gig to
Yeah.
now, because I want to start with now.
Okay.
And actually, what I'd like to do, because I don't think Bill passed this around, and I definitely want to pass this around. If there's one thing that I want to like promote today, this is it. And it is this new satire that I'm doing now.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put a link. If I go to comments, is that where I should put it, or should I
Yeah,
put
you
it?
can put a link in the comments. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna put a link right here. I'm gonna join this chat, and then wait, it says I have
Yeah,
to connect my YouTube account to join the live chat. Okay, let's
I
try that.
was I was trying to get Bill to connect some links so that we could attach them on here, but it's
Okay,
technologically
here
insane.
we go. StreamYard wants to do this. Okay, whatever, sure. We're having trouble connecting. Shit, God damn it. Of course,
Yeah,
that's what would
I can't
happen.
see
All right, is there
anything.
some way I can send you a link and you could put it in the chat? How's that?
Possibly.
Okay, I'm going to go to the
Um,
private chat, and now I'm going to put this link here, and then hopefully you can pass it along.
Yeah, he
That would,
should be able to move that fake ass news. I knew as soon as I saw that name, I'm like, yeah, that's my kind of people.
yep. So basically, I've done actually news parody before. I've done a lot of it, because I used to have an outfit. I used to had a sketch comedy group, and I haven't even talked about sketch comedy in that whole bit, but we haven't properly addressed that. But that's almost what I'm most passionate about, actually, is political satire and news parody, because I really enjoy doing it, and it sort of combines activism and art in a way that I don't know. It's where I want to be.
Well, that's where
It's
comic books started. Comic books were birthed by political satire.
Yeah, yeah.
Literally birthed.
And oh my God, it's like for a political satirist, it's a gold mine right now, because it's practically writes itself. I
it's
mean, all you have to do
unbelievable.
is you just turn it one click further,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, that's it.
I mean, it's the
But you
same
have
in
to
the
point out the
UK.
absurdity of it all the time, because it already is absurd. But you have to kind of just go, okay, let's take this to its logical conclusion and show you how fucking nightmarishly stupid the things that are being done are.
Hey, Mark, I know you've got that on the thread here, and I don't know if you can do it during the show, but maybe after the show, if you can put that in the description of the video too. That way,
Yeah.
anybody that
Yeah.
watches the
Yeah. No,
video
I'll
Oh, that
put
can
would
it
be
bring
there.
it
great.
up in the description.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
definitely
So
want to
what I
throw
will do.
clicks at this as much as I can. Fake press energy, yes, I do. Or maybe a real one would be good. A buddy of mine invited me to write some political satire, because he was working with some other people, and they want some politics stuff. And do you know anybody? Then like, oh well, he knows me, and of course that's kind of my wheelhouse. I had done parodies of NPR back in the aughts, called National Corporate Radio News, and that was
Did you
actually
show your sweaty balls?
uh,
Do you get that
oh,
SNL reference there?
I remember the reference, but I don't get how it connects to what I'm talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's NPR. That's a Saturday Night Live skit with NPR with Alec
Oh,
Baldwin,
sweaty balls. I
where he did
sort
an
of remember
NPR
that, but I don't
segment
remember
where
it
they were
being
doing
anything to do with
food.
NPR. But
yeah, it was an NPR show. Sorry, I thought you'd have caught that one.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I remember that. I thought was that a Mike Myers thing?
No, it was Anna Gasteyer and
Okay. You know what? I guess I just don't remember. I thought that was a
and
Mike Myers thing when you said
Superstar.
it.
Sorry,
Yeah.
didn't mean to
No,
jump
it's okay.
in.
I just no. I'm sorry. I feel like I should know that. Don't know
Yeah,
it.
that's that's their NPR Good Eats segment.
Oh, okay. Well, we had our own NPR parody going,
Yeah.
and did that for quite a while. I did that starting in, I don't know, like 2001 or 2002, and probably did that for the better part of 10 years off and on. Oh man, I did some great edits of George W. Bush speeches, and I remember doing like a press conference with him where we would edit in our own questions and have his answers, and I'm doing kind of some stuff like that now, where I'm
Derek,
playing now. We're doing more of a parody of Fox News, which is the fake ass news. If you look at that logo, it's 100% Fox News. We have really two shows now. I'm writing both of them. One of them is called Violence on the Truth, hosted by Hope Violence, who's really a parody of Laura Ingraham on Fox News, just basically straight up. I mean, it's not like it's an homage to her. It's not like we're trying to copy her, note for note. But it's definitely inspired by her idiocy. And so I'm just writing these monologues for her. And they're very in the vein of Daily Show, and somewhere between Daily Show and a late night monologue, except it's all a parody of a right-wing idiot. And then I'm also playing a right-wing idiot of my own. I have cameos on her show as a character called Brian Johnson Balls, who's not really he's not any Fox personality exactly. He's just a right-wing idiot. Though maybe he's a little bit Brian Kilmeade, because I did do a Brian Kilmeade joke in the latest.
Because you want to kill homeless vets.
Yeah. Well, I basically did this thing where I go, last week I said something that's got people upset a bit. I said that we should maybe just get rid of homeless people with lethal injection. I really want to apologize for that, because that's a very expensive way to do it, and there's got to be a cheaper way. And to our drug manufacturers who are keeping our economy afloat, I'm so sorry that I suggested using our expensive lethal injection drugs on the homeless. So that's
Brilliant.
That's my apology. Anyway, so I started doing Brian Johnson Balls as just a character on Hope Violence's show, but then we talked about it, and I was like, I think I kind of want to do this as its own thing. And so the shtick is, I have an interview show now called "Come at Me Balls," which is has double entendre on purpose, of course. And the shtick is that I interview real people, but I cut in my own questions, and then I cut their answers. So I basically take a real interview, and then I just rearrange it to fuck with them. And the first one I did, it's the only one you can see so far, is with Tom Homan. And we had a lot of fun roasting him, basically. And coming soon, in fact, I got a review to take once today, is my interview with Krusty Gnome, Ice Barbie. So that one's in the works now. And as far as Violence on the Truth, we just wrapped up episode 10, and that probably will come out later today. So we're moving and grooving. We're taking a little, like a week off, and then we're just going to keep going. So the new Come at Me Balls episode 2 is probably coming in a week or two. And New Hope Violence drops probably today.
This is mainly coming out on YouTube, is it?
Yeah. Yeah. YouTube is the platform. And Yeah, the director and Hope, are the woman playing Hope, are old
Yeah.
friends of mine,
Yeah.
and he's really hoping we can monetize this thing, and we got a long way to go. That's a lot of clicks we got to get,
There's a
but
guy in the UK. There's a guy in the UK who's been hugely successful with this sort of stuff. Called John. He's a comedian, but he pretends to be a broadcaster called Jonathan Pye. I don't know if
oh,
you've
I've heard of him.
yeah,
Okay,
go and
yeah,
Google him. He's really, really good. So, he pretends to be a sort of a formal reporter for the BBC, and then
right.
when he goes off camera, he goes on. He plays a left wing character, so he then goes off on a rant.
Nice.
When he's off camera, and I have to
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
it is the best political satire at the moment in the UK. None of the main broadcast media are doing any decent political satire at all.
Oh, that's a
Um,
shame.
yeah, so
Yeah.
he's sort of really good, and he's made a big success out of it as well. So if you get it
All
right,
right.
it can
Yeah.
work.
Oh, I'll have to check him out.
Yeah,
I
go
mean,
and
I've heard
check
the
him out.
name, but
Yeah, Jonathan Pye. Just type. He'll find him. I mean, he's all over the place. But
okay.
he does exactly the type of thing you're talking about. He
Yeah, yeah.
he takes a
Cool.
subject and then talks around it and takes it to an extreme.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Spitting Image has recently come back, hasn't it? But I don't know if it's a patch on what it used to be.
It's on YouTube. So we used to have a political satire program in the UK called Spitting Image, which was sort of like puppets.
oh, okay. Yeah.
Back in the day of Margaret Thatcher,
Right.
which was really cutting and really really popular and very good.
Yeah.
And they brought it back on YouTube. I have watched a few. It's not quite as good. I don't think they've got quite the resources that they used to have back in the 80s and 90s. But yeah.
Well, I'm hoping to at least get big enough to piss Trump off. That would be great.
Yeah. Well, that's Kyle. That's what Kyle wants to do. Kyle wants Trump to know his name.
Fuck him and fuck
Yeah,
all
that's
of
right.
them, and I don't give a fuck about any of them, and they can suck my sweaty balls. I don't care about them.
I don't hate them all.
But I'm holding my tongue because I'm on someone else's channel. If I was on my own channel, they'd have shut me off right off the bat. But this is me holding my tongue. Fuck him. Sideways.
Well,
I dare you to, you little mushroom prick. Bring it.
Yeah, well, it's getting pretty ugly over here. He certainly wants to shut people like me down. And he's we had this whole fiasco with Jimmy Kimmel, and thank God Disney had the courage to put him back on the air, but who knows how long they're gonna last, and now the pressure's got to get put on Nexstar and Sinclair, these idiots.
And another thing to help you feel better is we're gonna grow your audience there in San Antonio with Bill, here in Indianapolis with me.
We'll do the best we can.
England with those guys. Steve, there's up in Sheffield. Your words are going around the world.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Well, I do hope you enjoy. I think the Hope Violence pieces they're chunky, each one is 10, 12 minutes long. And I mean, we had one a few weeks ago now that was like a full on 1984 episode, where it's basically just,
oh my God, that's awesome.
We called it Bigly Brother. Because it was basically about how Trump is the body politic.
That. Oh, that's funny. That's Bigly Brother's watching you.
I like that as well. Yeah,
Bigly Brother, or is it Big League Brother? Same difference.
Hey, I got a fun one for you, Derek. Since you like twisted humor. Here's performing monkey time. You got a skit you can put on for us for a couple minutes? Come on now. Dance performing monkey. No.
Dance
No,
monkey
but do you have
dance,
any kind of skit bits that you would have fun like railing to us and having an audience excuse me, having an audience here sitting there cracking up if you had like a 2 or 3 minute segment where you could just blurt out? Because I'd love to hear something like that.
Oh, geez, man.
An idea.
I don't feel quite prepared for
No,
that.
no.
Okay.
Why don't
That's
you
what I was
act
just
like?
wondering
Why
if
don't you
something
act
was
like?
Sorry,
off
I'm
the top
like
of your
fucking up on the spot, but
No,
I'm
Derek.
just like,
Why don't you act like
what?
I'm? Why don't you act like I'm Greg Abbott and just interview me, and I'll sound like hot. Well, you know, down here in Texas, we think about things a little different, like completely fucked up. I'm kidding, but
And like Graham says, what a shame they didn't get all raptured. So
yes, that is true. That is true.
Why can't everywhere be just like Texas, right? You know,
Well, you know
it
what?
just needs.
The funny thing is that no, it's a good thing that everywhere isn't like Texas. To be honest with you, it's
Yeah.
a very good thing. But I will tell you, San
I was
Antonio
being
and
facetious.
I gotcha. Well, San
Yeah.
Antonio and Austin are the only two liberal big cities here, and I'm so glad to be in San Antonio. We still have jerks. Don't get me wrong, but we have a lower jerk quotient than we do, decent people quotient. So,
Bill, have you got a map of America with the jerk quotient level shown by state?
oh, that would be wonderful. Well, it's just red states. Yeah, it's basically just red and blue. So it's mainly the red. But I mean, there's some blue states that have their fair share of jerks too.
Bill and I are in the heart of pure red states,
but I will tell you this: when growing up, Texas was completely blue, and we have turned red slowly, and then it went faster once they voted in George W. Bush, who now looks like a fucking saint compared to most Texans. I would wouldn't you love to have a president like Bush again? I mean, as crazy as that sounds,
As crazy as that sounds, and I remember railing against him. And of course,
me too. And now I'm
let's-
like, dude, he hates Trump, and that makes me love him. So then you guys have a pretty decent government over there right now, don't you?
No, you were joking. You were joking. They're a complete way. They're just so incompetent. It's unbelievable. So
Are they really?
Four of the senior cabinets have been fired because the housing minister and the deputy, who was the deputy prime minister, has just lost a job because she fiddled her housing tax.
Oh my God!
Unbelievable. They're just no.
Wow.
There's enough to the politicians.
They are arresting people for one of our best comedy writers, Graham Linehan, who wrote Father Ted and the IT Crowd.
What happened to him?
He was cancelled because he was one of the people who said a woman is a woman. And if you're a man, you can't be a woman, and he got cancelled. And he's now been arrested. So for saying that.
Oh, for saying that? He got arrested?
Yep.
Well, that does seem odd. I mean, look.
The First Amendment. Oh my God.
We haven't got the First Amendment.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking,
that's us, man.
Have the Magna Carta.
A limited time offer. It's on its way out.
Funny as hell.
Enjoy your fucking speech while you got it, fuckcakes.
We'll borrow your First Amendment if you don't want it anymore.
Hey man, I think
hey man, we do still want it.
It's on sale. Yeah.
It is on sale. Yeah. So
if you want to pay Trump $100,000, you can call him an asshole.
Right. Did you actually get an interview with Kristi Noem, or is it someone else's
interview? No. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Yeah, Kristi Noem wants to talk to me.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
There was an interview she did with Face the Nation. I'll tell you the source material, and of course this is third-party material, but no one seems to give a fuck.
Nobody cares.
I'm too below the radar at this point. But you guys are going to help with that. I can't wait to have that problem. But she did an interview with Face the Nation probably about a month ago. And so usually for these, I'm finding that where they're remote instead of being in the room is a lot easier for us to work with because we're doing green screen work.
Right.
It's not like it'll be impossible, but it'll be a lot more difficult to put me in a room with somebody. But if I can have them on a remote, it works pretty well. So she did an interview with Face the Nation about a month ago, and this actually became a little bit of a news item, just the interview in and of itself, because after the interview aired, Krusty got all pissed off because she said, there was part of this interview that you didn't air, and you're trying to edit me, and you're trying to gatekeep me. And that was like, it was like the whole... like you're editing things selectively again, like raising that whole controversy. So then CBS was like, okay, fine. Well, here's the unedited version. Here's the part that we cut out where you slandered a man, where you said things that just are outright lies about Kilmar Abrego Garcia. But we'll just go ahead. We'll put that out there now because you insisted on it.
Right, dumbass.
So anyway, that's the interview that I'm using as the source material to interview her.
And there's this other chick, and I can't think of her last name, but it's Nancy
Mace.
Mace. What?
Nancy Mace.
It's Nancy Mace.
Oh, and Nancy Mace. She's a psycho bitch. Yeah.
Oh, she's crazy, and she uses the C word all the. Well, they're calling me. See you next Tuesday. So blah, blah, blah. She says the actual words, and she is.
I mean, that's fine in the UK, right? But
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
maybe it has a different meaning here, almost. Certainly different level of severity.
In the UK, I would call Mark that as my friend. I would say, "Hey, Mark, how are you doing?" But that's not a.
You're
that's
right.
Not an accent,
You're my right. That's
Mark, by the way. Mark gives me shit for my British accents, which I used to think were pretty good, but until I tried to do a Liverpudlian. No, if I'll do just like a regular.
Wait, are we going to do our shitty British accents now?
Well, hang on a minute. Them. Right, so just to let me. So Bill cannot do a British accent, right? He can do.
Oh, I'm sorry. I beg to differ, my man. I beg to differ.
He can do a My Fair Lady,
I don't think it's very good.
The rain falls mainly on the plain. I think she's.
He does a good Dick Van Dyke impression.
Yeah, he does a Dick Van Dyke English accent.
Okay, sorry. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Okay. I'm not going to do my Julie Andrews because
it's
apparently
tepid,
you guys wouldn't like that either. Now, Steve has told me he likes my British. He's never told me that. I'm lying. I was trying to get the stuff on this British.
I do have a bone to pick with Derek. So
what
you do? For doing a shitty British accent?
Yes. Well, I watched episode 1 of season 9 of SpongeBob today.
Yes.
And which you wrote, I believe, or co-wrote.
Oh dear, what did I do?
And there is a character who appears who's got a cup of tea like this.
Yes.
And he speaks with a British accent, and they can't understand him, and they think he says they're talking about extreme sports.
Extreme spots. I remember this episode.
You got it. Yeah, you see. So you had a British stereotype character in SpongeBob.
I'm pretty sure the storyboard team put that in after the outline. So I'm sorry. It's not my fault.
No, all right, mate.
It's not my fault, as far as you know.
You can write the Department of Complaints. You can write the Complaints Department at the Department of Complaints. Complaints. I'll get you the address.
My Michael Palin is really good. Like, yes, I'm here for an argument. Thank you. But
Gil, are you doing this just to fuck with our British friends? I mean,
I think I am. Yeah, I think it was me trying to.
I don't mean to be a dick, but I don't know. I don't think that's too good. And I'm an American, but
Well,
I mean, Michael Palin wasn't born in San Antonio, Bill.
But, I will tell you this. We do have several guests that come on several times a year. And I think you guys would agree. Wouldn't Derek be great for a recurring person here. I love him. I think he'd be great
Aw,
for the show.
you guys.
Don't you
Hey,
think,
man,
Mark?
I'd love to.
We have so
Sure.
much else.
Only if Kyle doesn't blow smoke up his arse every time he comes on.
Hey, the smoke's done blown. I'm done. I'm good.
Now
Now I can go
that's
dark
my
humor
favorite kind
with
of
it.
enema, but
He's
Now
one
the
I-
only
now I
on
can
air
get- now-
smoker up the ass. I mean,
Now I
smoker
can just
that
say
blowing
dance
smoke up the
performer
ass.
monkey. Yeah, now I can just say dance performer monkey dance. But that was my roundabout way
I
of
better come
honestly.
ready with the sketch next time.
Yeah. Well,
Yes,
that
yes.
was
Hey,
my
Derek,
roundabout way of
Derek, I
saying.
want to work on
Hold
something
on, Bill.
with you so we can
Hold
both
on,
do
Bill.
dueling British bad accents. Yes.
Okay.
All right,
Oh,
jolly good.
Oh, I
Yeah.
Right,
love that.
have a
No,
spot and
Bill,
say
Bill.
you really
I
piss these
love
gentlemen
that.
off.
Bill,
Yeah.
you need to go away and do some. I sent you a video about how to do a Liverpudlian accent, and you've clearly not watched it.
No, I didn't. Send it to me again because I didn't see it. Oh my God, I have to
Okay,
go look at it now.
I'll send you the instructional video on how to do
Okay.
Liverpool accent.
Okay,
But
great.
Derek definitely beats you on the British accent, I'm afraid.
But
Okay.
yeah, Derek, that me doing that dance
It's a low
performer
bar.
monkey part. That was just my roundabout way of saying if you want to break into a 2 or 3 minute skit anytime you're on here with us and go off on a tangent or a rant,
Well,
please
now
do.
he
You're
knows.
more than welcome to. Just
Now he
take
knows
that
how
torch and
desperate we
run
are
with it
for
and set the
entertainment
room on
value
fire.
on our show. So yeah,
Derek, I have to
You know
tell
what?
you-
I'm gonna definitely take you up on that. In
we would
my
love
next
that.
visit, I'm just gonna have it
Great.
down so I'm not like searching around in my brain like trying to go through the files like what do I remember anything? No, I don't remember
Well,
anything.
it is live. It is a small current audience that will grow and people will see it. But it's okay. You know, we're just kind of that test market. We're the little comedy store show at open mic night where you can test the waters and
I appreciate it.
get your
I've
laughs.
actually I've only done stand up a handful of times in my life, and I will say stand up is for a performer, it's like the hardest thing you can do.
It is,
Because
and
you're
I
everything.
did stand up. I did stand.
I just stand up here and I gotta be the writer, the performer, the director, and I'm it.
I
You
used to
know, like
open
there's
for
nothing
Bill
else to
Hicks,
look at. There's
and
nothing else.
people are
I don't
always
have
like, "You
somebody else.
open
I
for
don't have a
Bill
scene
Hicks."
partner,
It's
you know?
because Bill wanted another Bill on the venue when Bill. God, who's that? Bill Engvall wasn't available. He'd get Bill Field, so he could say we had a double bill, and he really did.
Ah,
He really did help me. And Bill is now considered one of the best comedians of all. I mean, he's been gone for 30 years, but he was considered one of the best comedians of all time by maybe 2 or 3 years after he passed away. But he wasn't really appreciated while he was alive. He even got kicked off Letterman. And then Letterman had his mother on the show and apologized to her because they shouldn't have kicked him off. And the reason he got kicked off is because he was making fun of the right wing having a problem with everything. But this was early on in the early 90s, and it just didn't go over well. So,
wait,
you
you talking
know,
about Bill Hicks?
Bill Hicks, yeah.
I
Bill,
love
Oh yeah,
doing
yeah.
stand up, and
Bill Hicks was awesome,
I did a
man.
pretty good job. I did improv for a while, but I
That's
miss it
cool.
when I don't do it. But a lot of the scripts I write for TV commercials still have a lot of my comedic sense of timing in it, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But I really love writing for comedy.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill.
Bill's
Oh,
stand-up
you guys are
career
frozen.
went downhill
Nobody
because he
heard
couldn't
any
do
of
a
that.
British accent.
Hey, Bill. Where'd he go?
What? What? He
He
was
went away
rolling.
right as I was
I
about
think
to
he was
ring him
afraid
again.
that he'd frozen, but he was actually live. No, we
Yeah.
heard you, Bill.
Oh, you
We heard
did.
you.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
Hey,
yeah.
Good.
hey, Bill.
Yes.
Do you know what Texan I want to see do stand up?
Who?
Greg Abbott.
I knew you were gonna. Why didn't I answer that? Well,
That
you know
guy's
what's
so
so
funny.
funny? He goes, "We stand," or Texas stands with Trump, and I was like, "Dude, you're a paraplegic. You can't stand for anything." You know, but and I don't mean that bad. I don't mean it good either. But you know, I mean, come on, it comes with the territory. But yeah, we have so many fucked up politicians here. It's not even. And Ted Cruz, oh my God, Ted Cruz, who
Oh, piece of shit.
I think I can say this here. He has always struck me as an effeminate Richard Nixon. That's what he looks like. That's kind of what he sounds like. It's just
Yeah.
very strange. And And you know, Canada are so glad he revoked his Canadian citizenship because they didn't want him. You
He had
know,
dual citizenship.
yeah, he was born in Canada. And
Oh,
so,
what?
yeah, but his mom
Well,
was American born, so he immediately, upon birth, got dual citizenship. And then he
right.
revoked his Canadian citizenship because the Canadians are liberal bastards, he said. And, you know, I'm
America's
like,
hat.
huh?
America's
America's
hat.
hat. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I just, man, don't even. I mean, I'm already started, so it's too late. But you know, Steve is actually one of the funniest people on the show. See, he's a man of few words, but when he does utter a word or two, he's hilarious. So, Steve, I tip my Canadian hat to you.
Well,
Thanks.
it'd be good to have a Canuck in the mix.
Thanks, mate.
Yes. No, well, he's a Sheffieldian, but you know, hey, I
Oh,
really
wow.
like the last. I really like the last syllable of where you're from because I'm Bill Field, so Sheffield. But that's another story. So if I was a
Ah,
chef, I would be Chef Field, Kyle,
Yeah.
and I would have to move to Sheffield to be Chef Field.
Bill,
And if I
Yes.
were from Earth, I
I'm
wouldn't be a
quitting. I'm
Vogon
quitting.
poet
I will no
laureate.
longer tell jokes.
don't give
Yes.
up your day job. That's
I,
all right.
yeah, I don't, and it's not even. This isn't even really my. Well, this is my day job on these days, but yeah, you're right.
I
I
really wish
couldn't
I
agree
wasn't from
more.
Earth.
So, for
Yeah.
What?
those who like Scotch, I do want to give a quick
Hey, all
shout
right. Are
out.
we?
So Famous Grouse is mixed from the three highest selling scotches from Scotland. And you can get this big bottle for only $29, which seems cheap to me. But we're a
It
speakeasy
does.
comic store, so we keep booze in the house. And I already gave a shot to one of our customers today. So,
How old?
So
huh?
you can go into your store and get a free shot of whiskey.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Even if you're like 12?
No, you can't. But I
Yeah. So do
also
you card? Do you card?
well
I'm probably asking
every
questions I shouldn't be.
so no you're not. Look around. All we have are vintage comics. So our clientele is probably the median age is probably 40. So
Right.
I never really have, I have asked people if they were old enough before, and they go, "Do you need to see my ID?" And when they say, "Do you need to see my ID?" I know they're old enough because they wouldn't volunteer it. So I go, "No, that's fine. We're a friendly establishment." Now, if the cops come in and say you're giving booze to 15-year-old, I will stop that practice. But I'm just saying, for the
But
most
I
part,
hate to tell you this, Bill, but there's a lot of kids who know about you, and they spray paint their hair white, and they
probably
do like the
I
whole, they put
Derek,
on
that's
wrinkles,
hilarious,
and
dude.
it's because
This
they don't know where else to get liquor.
That's
And
right.
and they're like, but
That's
this
right.
guy's a sucker. This guy's an easy mark.
Well,
And all you got to do is do like a half-ass, I'm an old comic geek disguise, and bam,
yeah, and then
scotch.
their voice changes, and I can find them out. But I do want to tell you this
Right.
in a
Sure. And
comedic
they get
sense,
disappeared. Yeah.
in a
No,
comedic
that's the
sense of
last
our
anyone ever
show.
sees of them.
Look at Mark. Mark could pass as a Guillermo del Toro look-alike, and I want him to get a Spanish or Mexican accent so people think he's really Guillermo del Toro.
Bill,
And right.
I don't know. I'm going to break some news for you here. Mark is 17 years old.
No, no, Mark next to you. Oh, Mark is 17.
Yeah,
He's been
Yeah.
dyeing his
yeah.
hair.
I'm
That's
Just
running
right.
told
along.
me. Oh
Yeah.
my
So
God.
Bill, I'm running a long con so that when I come to Texas and come to your store, I get a free whiskey because you think
That's right. And
I'm
he's
old.
going to get
Oh
there
my God.
before his
That is an
21st birthday,
extremely long
just to
con.
make sure that this is a legal problem for you.
And he spent thousands paying this family that's supposedly his family, his wife and his daughters and son. He's played such a long con. He's probably
It's
into this
kind
by
of like
about
the
20
longest con you've ever seen.
pounds,
Yeah.
20,000
Yeah.
pounds. Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
people those people aren't his. He doesn't have kids. He's 17. Come on, man. Really?
That's
I
funny.
can't believe
Yeah,
you've been falling for this whole time.
he even has a kid who's a doctor. So yeah, he
He
Yeah.
has
is.
2 kids
Yeah.
that are doctors.
Oh, 2 kids.
Long
I'm
con.
sorry,
Yeah.
2
They're
kids.
not, those aren't even, those are paid actors.
They are,
I,
and
yeah.
yeah, and
Hmm.
they're not really doctors. They're like, meth addicts and stuff. Sorry, Mark,
I have
but
3
Well,
kids.
I'm
I
kidding.
have
I'm
now
kidding.
I think
I
you're being
kid. I
mean, but
kid.
I
I
This
think
is
have
you're
the
just
3
getting
funniest
kids.
upset
episode we've
because you
ever
didn't
had.
understand what was happening. But
Yes,
that's fine.
yes. Well, I'm slow. I'm from
I
Texas.
have
so.
3 kids that are 2nd generation Vogons.
Second
What?
generation, what?
Vogons.
Vogan poetry.
I'm
So,
a Vogon
no,
poet.
so Derek, Kyle is our resident poet, but his poetry is so bad that are you familiar with the Vogons from Douglas Adams?
Oh, yeah, I knew I'd heard that somewhere. It's been a minute.
The
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Yes,
Hitchhiker's
sir.
Guide to
Yeah.
the Galaxy. The Vogons have got the worst poetry in the universe.
3rd worst.
Third
3rd
worst.
worst.
Sorry, the third worst.
Okay. Yeah,
Some-
but
Nancy
it's
Millstone
used as a
Jennings
form of
Bryant's
torture,
another one.
as I recall.
Yes, exactly. Their own intestines come out and
I
strangle
love
them.
this
So bad.
episode so much.
Well, Kyle has been adopted by the Vogons, and
Yes,
he
he
is
has.
the Vogon poet laureate because his poetry is so bad.
So if I'm not mistaken, and I often am, you know that, guys, but I believe he created the Vogons when he was a script writer and script editor for Doctor Who. I believe there were Vogons in Doctor Who.
In Doctor Who,
That's
yeah.
entirely possible.
There
yes.
were.
There
There
were.
were.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
they were stupid as yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah, now I get it, Kyle.
Yeah.
So they actually have a Doctor Who origin, and
And yet my mother was a world-renowned poet, and I've had my poetry published on 4 continents, but I am a horrible poet.
We agree. We agree with that. Your mother was a good poet.
yes.
And I am a horrible
We knew
poet.
Kyle's mother.
Unfortunately, seems to have
yeah.
skipped a generation.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I
100%.
don't know. Is it like a so bad it's good kind of a thing?
No.
I mean,
No, it's
at
so bad
times,
it's
it's just
at
bad.
times,
Okay.
Just now, very rarely. Very rarely.
Occasionally, it does hit that level of being so bad it's good, but it's not that often.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe 10% tops.
Huh. Well, I can't wait
it's
to read
not really
it.
Worth, it's not really worth having to
Yeah.
dig through
Wait a little longer. Wait a little longer.
I'll
But
wait
yeah.
a little longer, I guess.
I'll be right
Yeah,
back.
Actually, hey, Bill, while you're on here and still coming in, and I got to ask Derek this too. I don't know if you're on. I don't
Bill's
even
on-
have Facebook, but we have
Give me
Facebook Messenger.
give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay.
Well, while he's gone, I'm gonna ask Derek. This.
Okay,
Do
sorry, Eric. We're gonna close down in 10 minutes. So I know
Okay.
Bill asked you to prepare some stuff, and then he was absent for most of the show. So,
this is largely
um,
true.
have you got anything that you prepared that you would like to now tell us about?
Let's see. Well, I mean, he had asked me to talk about some career highs and lows,
Yeah.
and we
Yes.
ended up kind of, stumbling our way into that stuff anyway. What else did I have on my list? He was like, give me some stories, like personal stories from your life. And I was like, okay. So I just wrote him like some bullet points. Let's see what I wrote. What did I write him? Sorry, I'm just scrolling through our little conversation
Right.
here. So let's see. The stories I had suggested were, oh yeah. Since we're talking about poetry, I'm going to tell you a story from when I was in college at the University of Arizona.
Okay.
And this, my major was creative writing, and I had a poetry teacher named Joy Williams. And I guess I'm going to talk some shit because Joy was, let me put it this way. She was such a black cloud of a personality that Joy really felt ironic in her class. She was just insulting, seemed to be like a frustrated artist herself who could only derive joy now from whacking other people's inspiration down.
Wow.
And it was just a bleak experience. It was like some sort of awful German festival going into her class every time.
Oh my
And
God.
so one day I come in and Joy is not there, and there's a substitute this time, and it's this older man, and we get into the class, and totally different vibe. You know, he's constructive, supportive, interested in what you're writing, and trying to help you make it better. And like, I like this part. I think cool, maybe we could work this. And we get a little ways into the class, and I just raised my hand and I said, I just want to say, I'm so glad you're here. And gosh, I hate to say this, but the teacher we usually have here, it just doesn't, it's not the same kind of environment. It doesn't feel like this at all. She's just really kind of mean, frankly, and shutting people down. And anyway, I'm just, this is so much better. Thank you for being here. And he said, well, I'm sorry you feel that way because Joy's my wife.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, you know, I will tell you this.
I bet you in his heart he was going, yes.
Yeah. I'm done with Joy. But you know, here's what's funny. My first college English teacher, believe it or not, because we are a comic book podcast, her name was Mrs. Grundy. And which if you're it's Miss Grundy in Archie, but Miss Grundy is, you know, the skinny old teacher that could have been my grandmother, who was a skinny old teacher in Texas. But it always cracked me up, and I go, does anyone ever bring up Archie? Bill, can you not say that, please? I've had that my entire career, and she was young too, so her career hadn't been that long. But it was so funny, and it still makes me laugh to this day. How did I, as a comic guy, get him as Grundy as my teacher? I was really happy about that. And then my next English teacher was the one who suggested I write comedy because he thought my work was pretty funny. And of course, he was deaf and blind, but you know, I still believed him. But no,
Hey, you know what? You must be good if you're getting through to him.
Right.
You know.
Well, he
you know,
played good pinball.
until I made the bad. Okay, I don't think you guys in Britain have the show To Tell the Truth over there.
Bill, he only liked you because you smelt funny.
Yeah, well, I do, but and I don't know how you know that across the pond, but I won't ask. So there was this joke. Okay, so there's a show here called To Tell the Truth for a long time, and you'd have three contestants and a celebrity panel that had to pick who was telling the truth and who wasn't. And one day they had Helen Keller as a guest on the show. And at the end, they would always say, contestant number one, my name is blah, blah, blah. Or they say, my name is whatever, in this case, Helen Keller. So at the end, or at the beginning of the episode, or they'd say that at the beginning. I'm ruining the joke already. And so the first contestant goes, my name is Helen Keller. The second contestant, my name is Helen Keller. Third contestant, it's a horrible joke. People are gonna hate on me for it, but that used to be my favorite joke in middle school.
Okay, so I can see why Bill Hicks wanted to do a partnership with you, Bill, because it made him look really good.
Oh, it did. Oh, and I'm that's what happened? Oh crap! I'm still here. There I am.
Okay.
Bill,
Okay.
How much of that whiskey?
You're vertical now.
I have had no whiskey today. However, I have had a couple
That's the
of
problem.
Purple Hazes, which is my beer choice.
Hey, Bill.
Yes, I haven't had enough. Yes.
Bill?
Cheers. I haven't had enough. Yes.
Why
Cheers.
could Helen Keller only have sex one-handed?
Because she had to sign with the other.
So she could moan with the other.
Oh, that's it. I knew that. Oh my God. People are going to come after us.
Right,
So
so I'm going to have to
hard.
edit.
Oh my
I'm going to have
God.
to edit this now. It was meant to be going live, but I don't know.
For those in the know, I just did.
Yeah.
We are going
I was
live.
I was gonna
sadly.
turn my camera off for the remainder of these jokes.
Yes,
And,
yes.
No. We
Yeah.
won't do any more. Sorry, Derek. We're not trying to.
That's all right.
We're alienating your audience, not growing
It's
it like
a politically
you want.
correct joke, guys. Moan. I did moan in sign language, so she
Oh,
could moan.
thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks,
God,
Kyle.
that's so wrong. That's worse than my
That
joke,
saved
and that's
us.
saying quite a bit, you know.
that
But you
pulled our
know.
nuts out of the fire. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. But
Okay,
this,
right. I'm
yes.
gonna wrap up. We've been
Okay.
on for nearly 2 hours, and
My
thank
God,
you very
man.
much, Derek, for joining us.
Hey, my pleasure. Thanks for having me. It's
We are
a
definitely
good time.
all going to go and watch Fake Ass News.
Please do. Yes, get informed in a way.
indeed.
I want to. I really want to.
And
But you know what? I'm so glad I thought of Derek for the show, because he's been an absolute joy. no
you're too kind.
joke
Thank you.
intended, but
It's fun hanging with you
and
guys.
Joy is not my wife. My wife is Blanca.
Bill,
Yes.
you'll be able to. I'm going to edit this and put out a different show. You'll be able to see all the bits you missed.
Okay. All
Can
right.
I just ask, Derek, is it a problem
Yeah.
if we call it Fake Arse Show instead of Fake Ass?
Fake
arse?
ass?
Yeah.
Fake arse.
No, I don't mind. Translate it as you need.
That's
for
the
your
British
people.
version.
Yeah,
Fake arse.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like that.
yeah.
That's good.
Tell them in the
That's-
spirit of Monty Python. And now here's something completely different. So
I'd
I
like
don't
to
know.
have an argument, please. I'm sorry. Never mind. I'm going to have
no,
to
you
go
don't.
back to square
No,
one.
you don't. That's not
Hey,
argument. That's
yes,
just
I do.
contradiction.
Speaking
No, it
of
isn't.
asses, no one said anything about my name today. Come on now, guys. Give me some credit for that.
Booth
creative
T
name I
fornicator. There, I said something about it. Well, I said it.
Booth T.
Booth T.
Fornicator.
Boofty?
Booty
Oh,
fornicator.
okay. All right. No, I get it. It's,
I
Yeah.
tend
Go
not
back
to
to your
put my real
Logan
name out
poetry,
there.
Kyle.
I do apologise. Some of the regulars on here do appear to have just come out of high school in terms of their humour.
Hey, look.
Yeah, but we're
I am
trying
the
to
last one to denigrate anybody for a dick joke. Fucking A, I named my character Brian Johnson Balls. You think I'm above this
That's
shit?
true.
Didn't he used to sing for AC/DC? But Steve is Steve. You shouldn't give Steve such a hard time, Mark. He tries to come up with adult things to say. Steve always says very nice, educated things. That's why it's a
Steve's
joke.
not the one I'm talking about.
No shit, Sherlock. I know that was the joke. God, if you have to explain the joke,
That's
it's
how
not
bad
a
your
joke.
jokes are, Bill.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steve.
Wait, hang on, just a minute. Derek, before you go, I have to point out, you're probably
Yes.
not aware of this. You're called yourself Brian Johnson Balls, yes?
Yes.
Right. In the UK, there was for a long time we had a sports commentator called David Coleman, right? Who was famous for making stupid and we have a satire magazine called Private Eye. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. And
no.
They had a series of things where whenever sports commentators said something stupid, like they were watching snooker on the television, and they said, for those of you watching in black and white, the yellow ball is the one behind the green ball. Things like that.
Funny.
And those were called Coleman balls, right? Right. Brian Johnson was another English sports commentator, very famous cricket commentator. So when you call yourself Brian Johnson Balls in the UK, there will be a link to that.
Oh,
Anyway,
fabulous.
Yeah.
I love it.
So keep that name. Keep that name.
Keep the name, yes.
And the other
sure
Brian
will.
Johnson, the other Brian Johnson that was very famous, besides the lead singer of AC/DC, was Brian Johnson, who created all the models for Thunderbirds Captain
crazy.
Scarlet and all, and 2001, and later
Oh, no
Alien.
way.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's
Impressive
a lot of
work.
famous Johnsons out there.
There are a lot of
Brian,
famous
Oh, hey,
Johnsons
if we're
out
talking
there.
about
Oh,
famous
no, Kyle, no,
Let's
you're
get
just
that.
going to get Kyle off again. Right.
Yeah. Do you,
I thought we were showing off
you know,
our
I've got
famous
some I've got some great pics of famous Johnsons if you guys want to see them. I
No,
could just
thank
put them
you.
on the screen.
Thanks, no.
Do you
Kyle already shows us those, and it's always
Oh,
his, like
okay.
dressed up as different historical figures.
You guys like to
Like,
exchange Johnson pics a lot? That's something you do?
well, Kyle forces them on us, so
Oh,
you know.
okay. There might be a law against that. Just be
Well,
careful.
I'm going to
You
tell you
don't.
something
You
real
need
quick,
consent. You
Mark.
need
I'm going to say
Johnson
this just
consent.
real quick. This is funny. So one of the guys I do a lot of my scholastic kind of panels at Comic-Con in San Diego with, he's nuts, and I'm not going to mention his name, Pete. I mean, I'm not going to mention his last name, but Pete shows his friends pictures of his privates as often as possible. He's crazy. So he borrowed.
Well, you said his name's Pete, which is Peter,
I know,
and then you also said he's nuts. So Peter
Yes,
Nuts. I
so,
mean, it's
yes,
like he's
Peter
like
Nuts,
Brian Johnson
yes.
Ball's cousin.
Right.
There's Brian Johnson Balls and Peter
the funny
Nuts
thing is
and
he put Pokemon characters
Dick
by his
Testicles.
ball
Sorry,
sack.
go on.
No, he put Pokemon characters by his ball sack and says, "Here are some Pokeballs for you." And so, because got to catch them all. No telling
Mhm.
what you would catch from his balls.
Here's a deep cut for you American guys. Bill, here's a real deep cut for you. You can call me Ray, or you can call me Jay, or you can call me Ray J, but you
Raymond
doesn't have to call me
J.
Johnson.
Johnson. Yeah, Ray Johnson. Yeah, of course. And I'm sure that's
Gong
before
Show
Derek's
reference.
time, but yeah. But
That's a
thank
Chuck
you so
Barris
much
Gong
again,
Show
Derek,
reference.
for gracing us with your presence. It was funny.
Oh, my
It's one
pleasure.
of the
Thanks for inviting me.
It's one of our best podcasts ever. And Mark did a great job. Thank you, Mark, for moderating.
Well,
And
it was
Steve,
easy for most part, Bill, because you weren't there.
I was only gone for 20 minutes.
You've also only done. You've also
Hey,
only
a little in
done.
and out, man.
Hey man, I was also crackling today, and then I turned my phone off and back on. I didn't have those issues, so haha.
Well,
But
Okay,
normally
yeah,
it's Terry that has those
I don't
issues.
know. Peter Thiel was trying to shut you down or something. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I think so. But thanks
Yeah,
again,
it's-
Derek. Thank you guys.
My pleasure.
We'll
Thank
see
you,
you
Derek.
next week.
Later, guys.
Thanks, Mark.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
All right, let's do this
Obviously-
again sometime.